Hi guys, here's the memo explanation for 13.5. This was the quadrilateral they gave you, and they said that you needed to classify it and then work out the values of P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, so what do we know according to what they've given us in the diagram? We know that the opposite sides are parallel, okay, because of those arrows. And then we also know that there's one pair of adjacent sides that are equal. So adjacent meaning next to. So these two sides, FI and FG, those two lines are equal to each other. Okay, because the opposite sides are parallel and these two sides next to each other are equal, in fact, all of the lines are going to be equal to each other. Okay, so therefore I conclude that it's a rhombus. Okay, so if I were to sketch it for you, that's what it looks like. Okay, so that side would be parallel to that side would be parallel to that side, and because these two lines here are equal to each other, these two will also be equal to each other, and therefore making the whole shape equal to each other. Okay, right, I need to now, based on the fact that it's a rhombus, figure out the values for P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, the first one they asked me to work out is P. Because it's a rhombus, I know that the diagonals intersect at 90 degrees, so I can already state that P is equal to 90, and there's my reason. Diagonals in a rhombus intersect at 90 degrees. Okay, from there, I'm going to try and work out Q, which is over here. All right, for Q, I'm gonna work inside this triangle. Okay, but I don't have this middle angle here. But I do know that there's a straight line, and I know that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so if P is equal to 90, it must mean that this angle here is also equal to 90, because 90 plus 90 gives me 180, and angles on a straight line add up to 180. Okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to state FKG, so FKG, so this angle here, is equal to 90 degrees because of angles on a straight line. Now I've got 53 and 90 degrees, so I can work out Q using angles in this green triangle here. So I'm going to say 53 plus 90 plus Q is equal to 180. There's my reason, angles in a triangle. And then from there I can work out that Q is equal to 37 degrees. And then if Q is equal to 37 degrees, then R is also equal to 37 degrees. Why? Because if you have a look at your rhombus in this bottom section here, in a rhombus, the diagonal cuts the angle in half. Okay, so if Q is 37, R is also 37. My reason that you need to write down is diagonals in a rhombus bisect the angles, so they cut them in half. Okay, so I've worked out P, Q, and R. Let me work out S. Okay, S is over there. If you have a look at your diagram again, you can see that the opposite angles in a rhombus are equal to each other. So you could just go ahead and say, well, S is also equal to 37 then, because the opposite angles in a rhombus are equal. Or if you wanted to use alternating angles, so your Z shape, you could have said that S is equal to the same thing as R because of alternating angles equal. And then the last one that I need to work out is T. Okay, so T is here in this left-hand top corner here. If that is 53, based on the fact that this is a rhombus again, I know that T is also going to be 53 because the diagonals in a rhombus cut the angle in half. Okay, so T will be equal to 53 because the diagonals in a rhombus bisect the angles, they cut them in half.